First scene, Dr. Neves. Continued, black. Interior study, night. In the corner of the dark wooden study, a woman, 53, with short, slightly gray hair and blood on her face, lies on the floor on her side. She pants as she struggles to move. Her panicky eyes dart left and right, and then above where they widen in true fear. The woman launches up out of frame. Lightning flashes as a young lady, 29 and skinnier than average girls, rolls over and over the floor, strong like a log. She hits the leg of a table and rolls onto her back. The subtle moans of the older woman echo in the room. Along with the crack of a thunderbolt, a large wooden crash breaks off screen, and the young woman looks to her left as she tries unsuccessfully to prop herself up on her elbows. A large wooden chair crashes again to the ground, shattering into wooden chunks on the floor. Another groan off to the side. The girl pulls herself up, but halts as her eyes open wide in shock as one of the broken chair legs comes crashing down onto her throat. Her head rears forward with a desperate gasp against the broken leg. The back of her head slams down on the hardwood floor with a lettuce-breaking crunch. She weakly pushes up the leg that presses down onto her neck to no avail. She coughs, but nothing comes out. The broken chair leg rears up and crashes into the rain-streaked window, splintering it into wet shards, letting the storm in. The girl grasps at her neck with both hands, making sure the leg is gone as she wheezes for air. She rolls over onto her side. Suddenly, she slides fast out of the frame, her hands grabbing at the floor as she goes.
No!
Bam! The girl's body slams back into the frame like a hammer. She coughs hard and breathes in strained draws. She quickly slides away again. Bam! She slams back again with a loud crack of her upper right arm. Her eyes dim, zooms out of the frame again, her bloody brown hair straggles behind. Bam! The side of her bloody face slams against the wooden floor with a hurtful thud one last time. A loud gurgling cuts the silence off screen, followed by a very wet splat. The rain pounds hard against the latticed windows. The older woman cowers in the corner. Her broken nose bleeds down her face like a bloody waterfall as she looks up high. She holds up her arms crisscrossed protectively as she sucks her body as close to the wall as possible. She speaks in a weak voice. A large dark mass steps in front of her. Lightning flashes and thunder loudly crashes as the enormous lump hides her from view. Interior subway car, early morning. While holding onto the upper bar of the packed car, Dr. Victor Neves, 37, disheveled yet alert, olive-skinned with medium-length, thick hair that he constantly plays with, reads the folded front page of the Journal do Brasil that tells of last night's double homicide. On the page sits a gruesome photograph of the broken destruction left behind. Underneath it reads, "The mess of a monster still on the loose." Interior hospital, morning. Neves breaks through the double door, still clinging to the paper as he suckles his double espresso. Above the door, painted to the wall, are the letters ICU. The doors shut softly behind him. He marches up to the nurse's station and tucks the paper under his arm. Nurse Lucia, 25 and athletic, with her light brown hair and a straight ponytail, lifts her head to see Dr. Neves.
Good morning, Dr. Neves.
Morning, Lucia.
Neves pulls the chart off the wall and heads off into ICU room number 3. Interior, patient room number 3, morning. Tiago Arujo, 41, with black chin-length hair and a thin body frame, lays comatose in the bed. Tape lays lightly across his eyes. Tubes push air down his throat. IV drips at a slow pace into a long tube, which ends taped to the back of his bruised hand. The patient's chart in Neves' hand reads his vitals. Nerve response low, major organ functioning low to failing, prognosis terminally ill.
Good morning, Mr. Araujo.
Araujo lays deadly still. Neves puts his hand up against his forehead. He pulls out a thermometer from his pocket and places it in the patient's ear. He gets a reading of 36.3 Celsius. Neves leans close over Araujo, intently examining every feature in his face.
Dr. Neves.
Neves jolts back and turns to Lucia.
Yes?
His family's...
Neves returns to the man. Nurse Lucia humbly backs out of the room as Araujo's wife, Sophia, 43, petite with beautiful wavy black hair, leads his small family into the room. Araujo's elderly mother is escorted by his full-figured father of 77, who walks with a limp, and followed by his sister Louisa, 28, with curly dyed blonde hair and the physique of a regular runner. They surround Araujo's bed. Dr. Neves stands at his feet, the family's heads all droop low. His mother and Sophia sob. Neves takes hold of Araujo's lamenting wife's hand and cups it in his own. She looks up at him in his caring, soothing gaze. Tears pour down his mother's face while his father and Louisa watch with blank stares. Neves reaches over and takes the hand of the father and bows his head. Neves prays out loud for Tiago.
Dear Lord, please shelter our husband, our son, our brother Tiago.
The family encircles the bed closer as Neves' voice echoes in the hollow room.